Greetings loved ones and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. I'm currently sitting on my countertop in front of this pantry cabinet that we have. We don't have like a walk-in pantry or anything like that. We just have like this one big main cabinet, which I'm going to be kind of going through today. Basically, the premise of this video is going to be a sustainability video focused on just showing you kind of what my kitchen looks like what staples I have, where I store things, how my fridge looks in regards to certain things. And I got requested to do this, and when I got the idea, she said something along the lines when she suggested it, like, I don't know if this is weird to ask, but I want to like see inside your cabinets and see where you put things and what you exactly have. Mainly bulk ingredients to make stuff like where I would store them and stuff like that. So obviously this could be a very long video, so I'm going to try to make it not that way and just kind of go over the brief overview, if you will. And I didn't really reorganize anything for you guys. This is just how my life looks. This is how the kitchen looks most of the time. And these are the staples that we've had around for a while. That was my foot, not a fart, okay? First things first, this bottom shelf is definitely the stuff that I use most often to make pretty much any recipe. So I have all of my cooking oils and like my liquid smoke to add to vegan meats to make them taste nice and smoky and meat-like, and some like balsamic, all that kind of stuff for making salad dressings or just marinades and those types of things. And in the center here, all of these bulk ingredients are like oats, coconut flakes, beans, cranberries, just like random stuff that I have at least used in the past to make recipes, and they just kind of live in these jars until I use them again. So over here I have certain stuff that I bought recently to make a vegan shepherd's pie, and these are the things that it called for. So I got some like corn and canned peas and such, but obviously you can also get those things not in cans, but it definitely makes it very convenient just to get canned goods. And well, this is a 2012 statistic, I'm pretty sure, but about, I think it's 88% of steel actually does get recycled. So I believe that cans are very recyclable. I don't know how I feel about the labels on them. Like, I don't really know where those bad boys go, but comment down below if you know. Anyways, I don't feel too bad about buying canned goods. I mostly try to avoid buying things in plastic. I'll always opt for a glass alternative to a plastic one, if that makes sense. So right here we have some ferments that I made. These are like health ferments, if you will, some immune system boosting ferments. This is a red onion and thyme honey ferment, and then this honey ferment is sage, ginger, and garlic. You can take a spoonful of them if you're feeling ill and it's immune system boosting, so I have those bad boys in there. I also just have like rice, more beans in the back, and like popcorn and flax seeds and all of that kind of good stuff. How was this before? It needs to go back to the way it was. Sure, that works. So this is what I use generally for like dinner recipes and other stuff that I just need to have at the lowest level. The next is stuff that I also use for those reasons, but mostly just stuff like shortening that I've gotten in the past and still have this big old thing of, and just like random other bulk stuff. Like, I've been reusing the same nutritional yeast container to refill from Winco for forever, and I just use another one that I've had. I think somebody else bought a second nutritional yeast when they were staying at my house because they didn't want to use mine, and so now I just use this one for like a bulk seasoning. I have my coconut oil up here and like baking chocolates and molasses sprinkles. This is like kind of getting into the baking stuff, and like my yeast and no chicken base for making vegetable broth or vegan meats. And the top, which is the last section, is really mainly baking stuff. So I have like baking cocoa, and in these tuppers I have like peppermint sticks broken down from a recipe that I made over the holidays, and in here I just have a bunch of chocolate chips. So it's just like random extracts I've made as well for baking. In a Vlogmas video I made peppermint and vanilla extract, and it's nice to have those. So really all of this up here is just that kind of stuff. I got a big old thing of soy sauce, and my Winco lets me fill it up with liquid aminos, so I use that alternative to fill her up in bulk. And yeah, that's just what I keep in here. All of these things are used sparingly. I've had them for a very long time, and so a little bit goes a long way. And for all of the excess of what I've purchased, that goes down here. I'll bring you down. So down here, I keep my big old Dutch oven, which I make my bread in, but around it I have a bulk bag of dog treats and my coffee beans and stuff like that. And then in here we just have more staples, which I store in the bags that I buy them in. This is actually just a bag of potatoes that I'm using for a vegan potato soup recipe. Probably gonna make that tonight, honestly. I just keep pastas and like kind of starchy things in here, I suppose. Big old bag of breadcrumbs, nuts, beans. We got freaking lentils. All of that goes in here. And then down here is like my baking stuff. Why can't you see it? You're at an angle right now. So this bag I bought forever ago, and now I just refill it from the bulk section with brown sugar. I have cornstarch, flour, sugar, all of those baking things that one might need, whole wheat flour, various things of that nature. It all goes down here. And these are just nice, dry, out of the way, just great. Love them. And then on my actual countertop, I have Vital Wheat gluten, which is like basically what holds vegan meats together. And then we have white sugar, coffee beans, a little honey pot. This is just where I keep, aside from the cooking utensils and stuff, our big old thing of olive oil, which we can also fill up at Winco. I have it labeled, and this used to be a whiskey plastic bottle. Cleaned it out, now we're using it for olive oil. It's perfect. Love a good reuse. And then this is just my salt, and my little mushroom has pepper in it. And then our little butter container. Back behind here, which is my bread box where I put bagels and loaves and things. These are some drying herbs, various things along the windowsill, more drying herbs in there. When you move back all the coffee supplies, this is where I keep all of my seasonings. I buy them in bulk and then refill these little containers that I originally bought them in. So we got cinnamon sticks and all of these various things. I'm not gonna go through every single seasoning, but this is where I keep them. And then over here, right next to the fridge, where we have like our knife block and everything like that, I have all of my cookbooks. And then over here is more bulk seasonings because I have so freaking many. I love a good seasoning, okay? So I love these. I feel like these jars I got because of an interior designer in the past, and they just look cute, so I've kept them in my home. And she also got me these like wooden shelves. They should be hung on a wall, but they are not, so I didn't really have any wall space to hang them on here in the kitchen because it's pretty much all windows and cabinets, so I just kind of lay them on the counter. Now, we have the shocking and messy reality of our refrigerator right now. As you can see, really have an exploding fridge currently. But if I'm gonna go over things, this is where we keep all of the condiments and things that I like to refill and make. So like vegan ranch will just go in the same container of vegan mayonnaise that I buy it in. So I'll just like take it out, remake it with seasonings, put it back in. Same with the ketchup that I make. We just keep like butters up here and farm eggs. But in here, okay, so somebody asked me what I do to reduce food waste when I'm like going grocery shopping and such. And I started doing this thing where I plan my meals ahead of time, what I'm going to be making for dinners throughout that week. And I only buy ingredients that I'll need to make the dinner. So I'll make a list ahead of time being like, I'll need broccoli, a can of beans, corn, X, Y, and Z. And then because I'm already planning on making it, I keep a list on my phone, cross them off as I go. It's great because then you don't like go and you get all crazy, or maybe you get a little high before and then you're just picking out all of these random things that you don't know if you'll ever eat or finish. And then they go bad and then it's no good. But luckily, if things go bad, like this celery, she's no good. This eggplant, she's no good. Give it to the pigs. But I realize not everybody has pigs. So yeah. But under here, I have 3 pie crusts that I've made for us so that we can make some various pies. This is something I made recently in a baking video. and I've just been nibbling on it throughout the week, so she's here. But other than that, this was my breakfast today that I didn't finish, so it's in here, my coconut chia seed pudding. But yeah, I just have like, I don't know, jars that we can refill of nut butters and things that we can take to Winco. I have a bunch of fermented peppers back here that we can add to spice things up in recipes. And then just produce, like I needed pears and potatoes and all these things. These are homegrown potatoes of ours that I'm scared to use because they made me feel sick one time. The rest of this is just produce that we needed for a vegetable pot pie recipe that I was telling you guys about earlier. And then Finley has an actual pot pie that he was given from the lady of the farm he works at, Athena. Love her, gave him a pot pie. I buy milk for Finley, well, he buys it with his own money, but we get milk from the farm down the street where we get the eggs from as well. So I just keep jars of those and then I wash and return the jars. But for myself, I make cashew milk, so I just keep it in this little little thing right here. And when it's gone, make more. I do the same thing with vegetable broth and store it in here, and tomato sauces and such. I've been using the same vegan parm shaker container to refill with my own cashew parm that I make. And yeah, so I don't know if this is boring to you guys, but this is just generally what's in our fridge. Oh, and in here is all onions, garlic, shallots, and such. Now in our freezer section, I keep this whole compost bag of veggie scraps to make vegetable broth with. This is a cloth bag of bagels we're freezing. And then our compost lives in here as well. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I have some vegan meats up here for when I don't want to make an entire meal and I just want some nugs or something like that. I keep my flaxseed meal in here to make flax eggs. That's the main thing that I use that for. And yeah, we have some farm chickens way there in the back that Finley has had for a little bit. And it's just waiting for the right moment to make those chickens, because Lord knows I ain't making them for them. Haven't touched raw meat ever in my life to make it, I do not believe. And then all of these are just jars of tomatoes that we grew and froze. So we could just throw those into various recipes. They've been there for a while. I need to make more tomato-y recipes. And then over here, this is literally just all, other than ice packs, this is just all sweet snacks that we've gotten from Winco, like chocolatey snacks that we just keep in the freezer so they don't melt. But we rarely eat them, so they just kind of like are stuffed into here. And yeah. Sometimes this freezer's a little hard to close. There's a lot going on there. But yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not gonna go into all my cabinets and be like, here's my pots and pans, you know? But this is just all of our bulk ingredients that we use on the regular and where we store them and such. Sometimes I know that a lot of sustainable kitchens have like a huge jar display, but I like to buy all of my bulk ingredients in muslin bags because I pay by weight. So it's like if I'm filling the jar, you have to pay for the weight of the jar. So instead I just store them in the bag that I buy them in, and it might not be as aesthetically pleasing, but it works for me. And yeah, this is just a requested vid I wanted to do. I hope it wet your willy a little bit. I liked showing you guys this stuff. It's fun for me. Oh, wait, back here, forgot about this guy, other than my sunglasses. This is all canned tomatoes. We got 4 quart-sized jars in here and then a calendula oil that I honestly forgot about. And I'm gonna wrap up this video now because I'm all finished. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this maybe possibly boring video, but I hope it wasn't boring, because sometimes people like to see stuff that I personally am like, why do you want to see this? But okay. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now. I love you guys so much. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Ring the notifications bell if you'd like to be notified when I upload. You can become a patron of mine to support my earnings for this month. And until my next video, stay smiling. Bye guys.